Okay, so I put the bearing in the freezer. That'll hopefully let it slide right in. I'm gonna show you guys here what I did. Basically, the cover just comes off. You tap. There's a pry point here, and there's a pry point here. I actually just put a pry right here up against the header, and it popped. Tap the case with like a rubber mallet. Let the gasket free up. I'm actually going to be able to reuse the stock gasket. I think most people have had pretty good luck. Obviously, our Groms aren't like super old. If they were super old, probably not going to be replaceable. And there's also a gasket that goes around this. This is the oil spinner. The inside of this fills with basically debris. My oil screen was actually clean, which I've never done it before, and I have almost 2,000 miles. So I was highly surprised at that. There was a couple little bits and stuff, but I just took the oil screen out and blew it out. It's good. Put it back in. The oil spinner, though, it literally looked like I'd been panning for gold. Just tons of metal chunks, and I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a valley down in there. I actually took the air compressor and blew out that valley with a paper towel over so I wouldn't throw debris everywhere, and it came out really good. So the seal for that also came off really clean. I'll probably reuse that. Yeah, there's a little tweak to it there, but that's totally reusable. I do have replacements because Hard Racing will actually include those if you just ask. OEM Honda too, not any like knockoff China or junk like that. For a while, I thought I had to take this castle nut off and remove the oil spinner to get the clutch plate, but then as I looked at it, the clutch plate, obviously without the springs, it does clip by that, but you just release the tension to all the screws and it'll come up and sit about slightly like that, obviously with the bearing inside. And then once it pops off, you pop it off and press the bearing out and get ready to put your new one in, which I will do here in a bit. Basically, that's the inside. If you don't know what any of this stuff is, this is the shift shaft, which goes through and all the shift forks rest on. You can see my shifter here, and you can see when I move my shifter, the shaft goes. There's a bearing on the inside of the case that came out of here that this goes into, I believe. If it's not a bearing, there's at least a race that it sits in. I would check that race just to make sure you don't have any shift shaft play. This is the oil pump, which feeds the head, which pipes directly from the filter. So basically the oil comes back from the head, pools in the bottom, gets sucked in through the screen, up the filter, up the head to the valves, back down the cam chain side into the motor, and it cycles over again. And that's, basically this is your cooling, and that's why a lot of the aftermarket oil coolers tap in to that pump line and then cool the oil before it goes into the head, helping the lifespan and the performance of the motor by reducing the oil temp. I think that's about it. I'm just going to take a couple clips now.